Hey, I'm Chris from Culture Code, and today I'm going to show you 7 production tricks that I wish I knew when I first started making music. I use these in every song now, and I'm going to show you how you can use them in your music. Let's go. Number 1 is the reverse reverb trick. This trick is really good when you need to fill out gaps in your tracks, especially in vocal phrases where the singer takes a break before the next line. Here's how you do it. So for this, I've just got the vocals and some stems from our song Crying You Out. Okay, so what you do is you duplicate the vocal, then you add a reverb on there, let's add a brand new one, and then you go 100% wet. I usually do this at about 7, a little bit of low cut. Now you want to make sure that you've got a solid end and starting point. Like, it doesn't really work as well if you have it somewhere like that. I find it best to have like a really set start and end. Let's just drag this open a little bit. We'll go to there. Then what you do is you reverse it, freeze it, flatten it, delete the end point, and then just reverse that guy back. Right. So you end up with this big tail that comes into it, which is actually pretty nice a lot of the time, especially for like intros and stuff. But we'll just turn this down a little bit, and here's what we've got.
I'm still crying you out. You're in every drop that falls to the ground. And I'm hoping.
Like, just take a listen to that. Listen without that. It's just empty, you know, just empty space where it can be filled up with stuff like this.
And I'm hoping that the feeling dies.
Pro tip is to add a compressor to this new track. We'll just go Ableton compressor. And the reason we're doing this is so that the new reversed vocal doesn't interfere with the main vocal. You kind of only want it to come in the gaps. And the way we do that is we sidechain it against the main vocal. So number 2, boom. And then we're just going to put it on auto, turn the attack to 0 so it happens straight away, and then just drag this down.
I'm still crying you out. You're in every drop that falls to the ground. And I'm hoping that.
There we go. Number 2 is humanizing sounds. This took me way too long to realize how important this was. For example, my piano MIDI would always look a little something like this. It just feels a bit amateurish. And this trick takes your music to the next level of professionalism. Let's go. I'm going to duplicate this just so we can see it back and forth. But humanizing all comes down to making it appear more as if like a human fully played it. So if you can imagine someone playing the keyboard or the piano would not hit the notes at the same time, or would hit them all at the same velocity. I mean, there are humanization functions now, especially in 12, but I'm just going to show you the manual way of doing this because this is how I did it for like the longest time. So we could just simply come in here and basically just move notes about. If you hold in command or control as you drag, it stops it from being so like to the grid, you see? So you can do something a bit like that, a bit like that, like that. Bit too much. There we go, just subtle. We can get a bit random. You know, we gotta go. I don't want it to be the exact same as this. Nice, okay. And then the second part of this is the velocities. So what we can do is we can actually take all of these and we can actually just randomize them ourselves with the randomization function. So if I just set this to something like, yeah, about 40%. That already sounds better. I'm a fan of a lower sounding velocity piano though, especially for like intros, verses. That to me is just way more emotional. Now to counteract this, we can just simply add a utility to bring the volume back up. Throw in a little bit of reverb. An OTT to make the low end last a little bit longer. So I'll just turn off the highs, bring this guy down a little bit. Now if we compare that to this, it just sounds super robotic, and that's kind of, it's very genre specific. Like there's some house music where this really works well, where it's like all of them are hitting at the same velocity, but for more organic type stuff, this is definitely the route to go. Number 3 is adding more flavor to your sounds. Now you can make your sounds way more interesting by adding something like an RC20. This trick really helps to bring your sounds to life and make them feel a little bit more unique. So I've loaded in like a really basic, boring sound, but we can make this a lot better when we add the plugin in. All right, you get the idea. So let's go and add in an RC20. Start from the knit. Ooh, all right, that's it. Let's add a bit more space to it. So you can get really creative when you start to like automate these parameters. Magnitude, by the way, for anyone that doesn't know, is like the dry wet. Space, add some nice reverb. But what we could do here, like this could be for a build up or something, so we could automate this guy. Yeah, let's do that. So A, master EQ high, that's the one. And we just do that. We just transformed it from this. Night and day difference. Number 4 is delay throws. Now this is a big one that I see missing from a lot of newer students that I teach. So when you have gaps in your vocals, just like this is where this trick really comes in handy.
We forgot shadows. We've kept some secrets.
Something's needed in those gaps. All right, so real simple. The best way to do this is just to create an audio track underneath. And then all you want to do is grab the parts of the vocals that you want to delay.
Shadows.
So I'm thinking the word shadows.
Shadow.
So you grab it, you copy, paste it directly underneath it. And then you get real surgical with this. So like, make sure that your fade ins and fade outs are right. Probably will keep that S in there, but I don't want it as crazy as that one. So we'll do that. And then all you do is add a delay. We'll just use Ableton standard delay for this. I'm gonna go with 8. You need it 100% wet because you don't want it to start while this one's going on. You want it to come in afterwards. So if I press play on this now, it won't start immediately.
Shadow.
You get the idea? I don't think.
Shadow.
There we go. All right, let's take down this filter a little bit. All right, so we definitely don't want it as loud as the above one, so we sort of took it in the background a little bit. Now I want it to delay at least a couple times, so I'm going to turn up the feedback. I'm going to get rid of that as well. I don't want that. over there.
We forgot shadow. We've kept some secrets.
I would add a reverb just to bury it in there a little bit more, because right now it's completely dry.
Shadow. Kept some secrets.
Just get a little bit more surgical with the EQ, just to bring it a little bit more low.
Shadow. We've kept some secrets. In the shades.
Now, if I wasn't going to use the Ableton delay, see, because I kind of like a little bit of a ping pong, but if you use Echo Boy, you can control how wide the ping pong is. So if we just use Echo Boy, I can show you how I would do this. So same again, we want the mix at 100%, put it to ping pong, and I'm going to go, I believe it's half notes it's doing. I'm really shit at working this out.
We forgot shadow. We've kept some secrets.
Nice. All right, let's cut it a bit low, a bit high. And if you go to tweak, this is where you can turn down the width.
We forgot shadow. We've kept some secrets. In the shades of grey, we camouflage our demons.
And you can also play with the style as well, so this just gives like a different effect. So I'm gonna go, I like this Echoplex one.
We forgot shadow. We've kept.
So let's just compare that real quick. So this is without the delay throw.
We forgot shadow.
And with.
We forgot shadow.
Number 5 is atmospheres. This trick has helped my production so much. I used to try and fill out my tracks by like overlayering the instruments. The problem with that is you lose the focal point of what you're trying to portray as the main instrument. For example, if you've got like a piano and then you think like it's a bit empty, I know I'm gonna add in some guitar, or I'm gonna add in some strings, or you know, you lose the piano. The more you start adding in, the less you hear the focal point. Atmospheres act in like a different way. They kind of fill out the space without taking the attention away from what the main thing is. Let me show you. So I've got a guitar loop in here. Really nice, but obviously very empty at the moment. I developed this rack called, I call it the Atmos Rack 2. It's basically Supermassive, which is a free Valhalla plugin, 100%, going into a shimmer. The shimmer is optional, doesn't really need the shimmer, but like I like it because it adds a nice shimmery top end. And the rest of it's Ableton stock plugins. This is actually free on my website, so if you're feeling what we do here, go grab it for free. Right, okay. So the trick here is then you need to put stuff that's in key with the track, and it can honestly be anything. So turns out it's not actually in E major, it's in G major. So let's do this again. Let's type in G major. That'll do. Use a little bit of that. That'll do. That'll do. We'll use that on top. Boom, boom. After all is in B major, so we need to go down 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I do is when I find a vocal, I'll just like copy it over, sort of move it around by doing Command, Option, and Shift, and you get this little hand, and you just drag around in the sample. Right, let's see what we've got. Right, so I've played around with it. I've got some good parts of the samples. I've just copied some over and just did some like shifting through to find the right ones. Here's what we've got. So as you can hear, like we've really filled out the track. We haven't really taken away from the guitar, so I'm very happy with that. The only problem with this method is that for some reason it causes like a delay, probably in the Supermassive. So like when you press play, it doesn't start for a few seconds. The way to get around that is to record this channel. So if we just open a new track and choose that group, and then we can just go ahead and record that. Perfect. Let's say we've got that. And then you can just shift this over to where you want it to start. Like it could be useful for an intro. And let's compare with that. quality. Number 6 is vocoders. This helps out so much in a chorus, and I'm not talking about, you know, your in-the-face Z vocoder. I'm talking more about really in the background, the kind of effect that when you take it away, you really notice that it's missing, but when it's in there, it's just like really glued into the mix and just makes your chorus feel a lot more full and a lot more emotional. Let me show you. So I've got the After All acapella again, and I've got a guitar loop in there, straight at the chorus.
And if I showed you my thoughts.
Obviously, in your own track, you'd already have the chord progression, but I do not for this, so I'm gonna have to quickly figure that out. But this is a cool little way to figure out the chord progression of anything. If you throw a spectrum on the loop, solo it, and what we're looking for is the low peaks. So I would guess it's gonna be that one. So G sharp, is that a G sharp as well? Yep. G sharp, F sharp. E and B. Let's just throw in a Serum for now. Cool. I like to get a little bit of the melody of the vocal in there as well, so. Cool, alright. So this is enough for us to get started. We don't actually care about the Serum, we just need to get the right notes. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn it off. We're gonna get rid of that. Now, what I like to use is morph. Put morph on the duplicated vocal. And then what we do is we sidechain it to the Serum, so 225. And what happens is,
If I showed you my thoughts, once I've torn down every wall, be the me that no one saw.
now this works a lot better obviously in like a chorus where there's a lot more going on. So for example, let's just add Keyscape.
I showed you my thoughts, once I've torn down every wall.
Alright, let's keep building. So more vocoders, I usually do about 2 or 3. We can duplicate those 2, and then with this one, we can throw on a manipulator instead. Get rid of the Serum, we just need chords. And what we can do is we can send this one to number 26. Already selected manipulator, and we got, okay, clearly too low an octave. Alright, and then in the manipulator I like to add some stereo, a little bit of detune. Sweet, how's that sound in the track?
And if I showed you my thoughts,
Let's compare that with.
Once I've torn down every wall, be the me that no one saw.
Sweet, right, let's go. Number 7 is a really cool one. It's using Melodyne on instruments. So Melodyne is a great plugin, but not just for vocals. If you've ever had a melodic loop, such as a guitar loop, but you're stuck with the chord progression in your track right, well, not anymore. This is where Melodyne comes in. We've got this loop here. But say in the track you wanted the chord progression to change, maybe for the bridge or something, I don't know, but it happens, right? But you're stuck with this. So if we add a Melodyne, we can record it. Nice. So then you get this polyphonic detection, right? And it detects all the notes that were in that chord. Maybe you want that to go to an F sharp for that last chord. You can just grab this. Just shows you you can really fuck about with this and and make it a bit more unique and a bit more suitable to your track. So if you found this helpful, please drop me a subscribe because it helps me out massively to keep this channel growing. If you want to get more hands-on, join the Sound Horizon Academy or come to me for one-on-one lessons. I'll be happy to help you with your productions and sort of see where we can improve things and get your music release ready. Peace.